I'm running because I feel that OHA provides me a greater opportunity to provide for my kuleana that I have towards our land and our people. Thank you. We need to understand from a Hawaiian point of view what we should be doing. So we are one with the land. We are inseparable. So our kuleana is not only to money and to assets and those kinds of things. It's also a kuleana to making sure that the future generations have water, that the future generations have fish in the ocean, that they have food in the rivers, that our forest is not the invasive species of the world, and that our farmlands are not all covered up with houses. So those kinds of things I think are really important that we need to address. As Hawaiians, we have been disconnected. We have been disconnected from those mo'olelos. We have been disconnected from our kuleana. We seek our rights, but we don't accept our kuleana. That kind of leadership is really needed today in the state of Hawaii. And I'm hoping to get onto OHA and become a community activist in OHA and to try and help organize the Hawaiian people so that they can stand up and take their kuleana and provide the kinds of leadership that is going to make sure that our future generations have the resources for them to survive also. For me, the top priority for myself is unity. And the second priority I have is aloha ʻāina. So in order to accomplish the second, I think we've gone through several phases as Hawaiian people. I think our goal is still the same as it was in 1978 when we helped to create OHA, was to try and figure out how Hawaiians could control their own destiny. So right now we've gone through the phase of becoming all Americans, where we did not know any of our history, to now becoming Hawaiians that are really interested in their language, their hula, all kinds of stuff Hawaiian. And in the process, we've been fighting with each other, saying, you know, on Molokai, this is how we do it. You know, on the Big Island, this is how we do it. In my halau, this is how we do it. In my canoe club, this is how we do it. So we went through that phase of fighting with each other. You know, my sovereignty group is this, and your sovereignty group is wrong. And it's a natural process, I think, to be fighting with each other. So we've gone through all of those beefs with each other. And now I think the time is that we're tired of fighting with each other, that we now come up with a goal that we can all agree to, which is controlling our own destiny again. And I think that the Royal Commission might be an opportunity for us to do that. OHA definitely is an opportunity to use OHA as a tool for us to get to that direction. And I want to get involved with OHA. And if I do get involved with OHA, I'm going to go out and use my organizing skills and make sure that OHA is not a state agency, that OHA actually has a people base where people participate, it's transparent, and people want OHA to succeed, and people know exactly what OHA is doing so that it becomes a solid base of people. So when we go back to negotiate with other agencies, we negotiate from a position of power. And so that's my main goal, is to use my skills as an organizer and to try and unify the Hawaiian people. So this deal also forces us to be developers. And I've been fighting development on Molokai for like 30 years now, and I realized that development is not really the answer to all of our problems. It's the beginning of many problems. So I'm not really in support of this whole idea. The first thing I would try and do is do some kind of a trade, you know, and find out if we can get more food security lands on all of the different islands where we can grow food for ourselves, and try to get some valleys and things like that on the different islands, and trade away this landfill that they gave us. Out of 1 million acres, they gave us 20 plus acres. I don't know, that was a really bad deal. I think I might even want to trade it for lanai. Thank you. I cannot support rail, and this is from looking from afar. Yeah, I'm not the guy that has to go in the traffic every day. So from somebody from afar, you know, I don't see rail as a solution. You know, I see rail as really continuing the problem. And I cannot say no without saying some kind of a solution. I think we need to try and figure out what is the carrying capacity of this island. I think your parking lot is full. You guys just don't realize it, you know? It's like, every island needs to be self-sufficient. We cannot come to Molokai with a cable and say we gotta give you guys more electricity because you guys don't like turn off your lights and stuff. So it's like we have to be self-sufficient. Each island needs to know their carrying capacity. Each island needs to know what they can and cannot do and how they can and they cannot live without bugging the rest of the guys on the rest of the islands. It's not over. They're gonna attack our EV kupuna because they're gonna still wanna put that rail there, and they're gonna blame the EV kupuna for costing us $9 million a day and all these kinds of problems, and people get mad at the Hawaiians and mad at the EV kupuna because it's hurting their pocketbooks. So for those kinds of reasons, I cannot support this rail project. Making sure in one package deal that OHA has a seat on the Department of Land and Natural Resources, that they have a seat on the Water Commission, and that they have a seat on the Land Use Commission. And that would go a long way in solving many of our problems that we have as Hawaiians today before they get into major problems. I really like this PLDC. And the reason I like it is because I'm a community organizer. And this is a great issue. Everybody is so pissed off about this thing. Every single island is mad about this thing. And I'm thinking, yeah, we can use this and teach these legislatures a lesson. You know, there's the audacity of these guys to pass this kind of stuff and the way they pass this stuff. So I have mixed feelings about this PLDC, but I'm anxious to get into OHA and organize around this issue and get everybody together and repeal, repeal, repeal. So I'm out there looking for people who who hug trees. You know, hey, vote for me, I hug trees too. You know, that kind of stuff. In the long run, I'm thinking to myself, this institution that was created in 1978 is no longer useful for the Hawaiians, that we should dissolve it one day and figure out how to get a better mechanism so we can determine our own future without everybody telling us what to do. And we've been following everybody else, and we have no more fish, we have pilau water, it's going downhill, it's not working. So I'm hoping that the Road Commission is going to be one way, that it's an actual opportunity, or is it a threat? But I'm thinking maybe it's an opportunity for us to create something better than OHA, so that we don't have to have an institution that have to be with everybody. We have that at the legislature. Those guys fight every day. You go to the federal government, they don't do anything. They just fight, fight, fight. So why should we follow those roles? You know, we should create something where, like the Ahupua'a system, the Ahamoku system, the Ahakeole system, where the governance comes from each Ahupua'a from the bottom up. So that's the way I think when I try to answer the question that you just asked. Thank you. I'm so fed up with that, you know, that's why I keep saying I want to go out there and organize the people and get them to be part of the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. Yeah, technically we're a state agency, but that doesn't mean we have to act like a state agency. We're a Hawaiian agency. So this transparency thing is going to stay there until we organize our people to become part of who OHA is and what they should be. So unity is really critical. I think it's time for us to unite as Hawaiians. The leadership in the state has taken us into a position where we've been totally disconnected with our resources. The leadership in the state has taken us into a position where we've been totally disconnected with our resources. And if the Hawaiians receive their sovereignty, that means we're going to take away a historical kakio, a historical sword that's been there and is real and alive, and everybody keeps looking the other way. And it's hampering the progress of the state of Hawaii. We need to look at traditional knowledge. We need to look at people who have success stories in sustainability for thousands of years. That's the kind of leadership, that's the kind of knowledge that is going to allow all of us to live here on these islands forever and ever. And the people that have that knowledge are the Hawaiian people. And we've been pushed down, where we cannot really speak. And that's why I want to introduce bills so we sit on these things. That's ridiculous. We need to be leaders. We need to set the example. We need to tell people how to survive in the middle of the Pacific on these little dots of land.